No other genre falls victim to early cancellation more often than science fiction. Networks are notoriously impatient with anything that involves expensive special effects or sets, and SF is labor and cost intensive. That short runway for success has deprived us of proper endings to some of the greatest sci-fi stories ever told. So we're left wondering what happened to the wild cards in their war with the Chigs, whether the crew of the Destiny ever found a gate back to Earth, and did Captain Gideon find a cure for the Drak plague before it was too late? It's the not knowing that's the worst. And in the case of one sci-fi franchise, we were left in the dark not once, but twice. I'm Josh Tyler for Giant Freakin' Robot, and this is why V failed. And then failed again. V was created by television writer-producer Kenneth Johnson as a large-scale science fiction event for NBC. The story begins when massive alien ships arrive over Earth's major cities, with the visitors aboard them claiming they come in peace and offering advanced technology in exchange for Earth's resources.
We have come because we need your help. And in return, we will gladly share with you all the fruits of our knowledge.
They look like humans, they act like humans, and they seem friendly. So we go all in on cooperation. As the world falls further and further under the influence of the visitors, a small group discovers their human appearance is only a disguise. In reality, the visitors are secretly reptilian beings manipulating humanity and harvesting people. As the truth is uncovered, a resistance movement forms to fight back. When it aired in 1983, the two-night miniseries became a huge ratings success and a pop culture phenomenon, praised for its spectacle, suspense, and memorable twists. After the huge rating success of V, NBC quickly ordered a follow-up. In 1984, the network aired the sequel miniseries V: The Final Battle, which continued the human resistance fighting the alien visitors and again drew strong viewership. Hoping to turn the concept into a long-running franchise, NBC then launched a weekly television series simply titled V: The Series later that same year. At the heart of V: The Series was more of the struggle between the human resistance and the visitors' full-scale invasion of Earth. It starred popular actors of the time like Mark Singer and Faye Grant, who portray resistance leaders Mike Donovan and Juliette Parrish. But the aliens were the real selling point of the show, with Jane Badler standing out as the evil leader of the visitors, Diana, and the great Robert Englund, famously known for his role as Freddy Krueger, as Willie, a sympathetic visitor. There were immediate problems. The weekly format required producing far more episodes with a more limited budget. That meant the show drastically reduced the spectacle and large-scale action that made the original events exciting. It also had a leadership problem. Kenneth Johnson, who'd created the concept, refused to be part of the series. He disliked the sequel miniseries V: The Final Battle and wanted out. V lost much of its more complex narrative drive and fell into the boring, predictable Monster of the Week format most shows of the era used. At the same time, the narrative of the show was all over the map, as constant changes interfered with the story. Resistance leader Mike Donovan was ridden out midway through the season when the character was captured by the visitors. Key Resistance member Robin Maxwell, played by Blair Tefkin, also disappeared early in the run. With major characters gone and the storytelling becoming more episodic, the show lost the tight Resistance movement narrative that made the original miniseries compelling. Throw all that in a blender and you have a disaster in the making, and the audience bailed. V: The Series debuted on October 26, 1984, and on March 22, 1985, it was canceled and off the air. What started out as one of the biggest television events in the medium's history crashed and burned in less than a year. But the concept was good. The miniseries was great. There was something here that should have worked. So decades later, ABC tried again, hoping to ride the early 2000s wave of sci-fi interest generated by the success of shows like the rebooted Battlestar Galactica. V: The Series was brought back by ABC on November 3, 2009, and ran for 22 episodes across 2 seasons until March 15, 2011. This time, they skipped right over the miniseries and went straight to a new V series, wasting no time at all. Within minutes, the aliens have landed, and from there it skips forward at a rapid pace, which sets up the same intrigue fans of the first series are familiar with. The aliens, who call themselves visitors and Vs for short, present themselves as human in appearance, and the plot starts rolling. The visitor's representative is Anna, played by the stunning Morena Baccarin, and she quickly becomes a global celebrity, convincing governments and much of the public that the aliens are humanity's greatest allies.
Don't be frightened. We mean no harm. My name is Anna, and I am the leader of my people.
Behind the scenes, however, the visitors are secretly infiltrating governments, media, and military organizations while preparing for a long-term takeover of Earth. The story focuses on several characters who gradually discover the truth and form part of a growing resistance. FBI counterterrorism agent Erica Evans, played by Elizabeth Mitchell, becomes one of the central leaders of the underground fight against the visitors. Her son Tyler, played by Logan Huffman, is drawn to the aliens and joins their human youth program, creating tension between loyalty and suspicion. Journalist Chad Decker, played by Scott Wolf, becomes Anna's media ally while questioning the visitors' true motives.
As a first step, a limited number of visitors will be able to apply for visas that will allow them to travel freely within our borders.
V premiered with strong curiosity and solid ratings, drawing viewers eager to see a modern take on the classic V story. Critics were mixed on the reboot. Many praised the sleek production values and the performance of Morena Baccarin as the alien leader Anna, but reviews often said that the show moved too slowly and lacked the urgency of the original. Audience response followed a similar pattern. The pilot attracted over 14 million viewers, but interest steadily declined as the season progressed. By the second season, ratings had dropped sharply, signaling fading audience enthusiasm despite a loyal core fanbase. The new V had a promising start, but the show made some of the mistakes the previous V had already made. It tried to save money by avoiding the spectacle that had made the original miniseries such a hit, and instead leaned heavily into slow-burn conspiracy plotting. And once again, behind the scenes, V was in turmoil. There were showrunner changes between seasons that shifted the tone and direction. Long breaks between episodes interfered with its ability to keep its audience, draining momentum and confusing casual viewers. So in 2011, ABC canceled yet another V series before its larger alien occupation storyline could reach a conclusion. But there's really something to V as a premise. It does things no other alien invasion story has ever done quite as well. It's exactly the right idea, but somehow it has never found the right time. Maybe that time is now. Rather than rebooting something that already worked once, Hollywood should consider giving V a third attempt and maybe, just maybe, instead of repeating the same mistakes, they could learn from them and make V the stunning, generational hit it was always meant to be. Want more videos like this one? Do all that YouTube stuff to promote this so we'll know. And if you really like us, consider joining as a member to support the channel. This is one of the last fully independent voices on the internet, and we can only stay independent with your support. Until next time, I'm Josh, and you've been watching Giant Freaking Robot.
Something very strange is going on here.